Good day, everyone. My name is John Kenneth M. Zamora. So, for today's video, let's talk about the difference between restorative justice versus therapeutic modalities and restorative justice versus retributive justice. So, without further ado, let's start.
Restorative justice is an approach to justice that focuses on the needs of the victims and the offenders, as well as the involved community. This contrasts to more punitive approaches where the main aim is to punish the offender, or satisfy abstract legal principles. Victims take an active role in the process. Meanwhile, offenders are encouraged to take responsibility for their actions, to repair the harm they've done, by apologizing, returning stolen money, or community service. In addition, the restorative justice approach aims to help the offender to avoid future offenses. The approach is based on a theory of justice that considers crime and wrongdoing to be an offense against an individual or community, rather than the state. Restorative justice that fosters dialogue between victim and offender has shown the highest rates of victim satisfaction and offender accountability. Retributive justice is a theory of justice that considers punishment, if proportionate, to be the best response to crime. When an offender breaks the law, justice requires that they forfeit something in return. In contrast to revenge, this type of retribution is only directed at wrongs, has inherent limits, is not personal, involves no pleasure at the suffering of others, and employs procedural standards. In ethics and law, the phrase "let the punishment fit the crime" is a principle that means that the severity of penalty for a misdeed or wrongdoing should be reasonable and proportionate to the severity of the infraction. The concept is common to most cultures throughout the world and is evident in many ancient texts. Its presence in the ancient Jewish culture is shown by its inclusion in the Law of Moses, specifically in Deuteronomy 19:17-21, and Exodus 21:23-21, 27, which includes the punishments of life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. That phrasing in turn resembles the older Code of Hammurabi. Many other documents reflect this value in the world's cultures. However, the judgment of whether a punishment is appropriately severe can vary greatly between cultures and individuals. Proportionality requires that the level of punishment be scaled relative to the severity of the offending behavior. An accurate reading of the biblical phrase "an eye for an eye" in Exodus and Leviticus is said to be, "only one eye for one eye." Therapeutic community is a participative, group-based approach to long-term mental illness, personality disorders and drug addiction. The approach was usually residential, with the clients and therapists living together, but increasingly residential units have been superseded by day units. It is based on milieu therapy principles, and includes group psychotherapy as well as practical activities. Therapeutic communities have gained some reputation for success in rehabilitation and patient satisfaction in Britain and abroad. In Britain, democratic analytic therapeutic communities have tended to specialize in the treatment of moderate to severe personality disorders and complex emotional and interpersonal problems. The evolution of therapeutic communities in the United States has followed a different path, with hierarchically arranged communities or concept houses specializing in the treatment of drug and alcohol dependence. In the U.S., therapeutic communities, such as Another Way Transitional Living Program in New Hampshire, provide supportive housing services utilizing peers and professionals to help individuals looking to transition from chemical dependency to improved health.
So, that's all for today. I hope you learned something from it. Thank you.